Well, listen, this is the latest U.S. proposal for a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, one that could lead to an end to the war if the negotiations between the two sides are successful. But for the time being, what this latest proposal involves would be the release of 10 living hostages, 18 deceased hostages in exchange for a 60-day ceasefire. This would also presumably include the release of Palestinian prisoners as well as the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza. And during that 60-day ceasefire, they would be negotiating an end to the war, which Steve Witkoff, President Trump's special envoy for the region, told me earlier this week he would personally preside over. That's a gambit to try and give Hamas the assurances it has been seeking that Israel will actually negotiate a permanent ceasefire, which it failed to do during that last temporary ceasefire earlier this year. We are now into the first week of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation being operational in the Gaza Strip. This is that controversial U.S. and Israeli-backed mechanism for getting aid into Gaza in a way that it will prevent Hamas from getting its hands on the aid, which is an allegation Israel has made, but which humanitarian aid organizations have said they've seen no evidence to substantiate. We've already seen 11 people killed near these distribution sites, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health. We know that there has been Israeli gunfire in the area. The Israelis have said that it was aimed at dispersing the crowds, but clearly we have seen video of individuals who were struck by some of that gunfire. And what's also clear is that the humanitarian situation in Gaza simply has not been alleviated as of yet. And that's why we are seeing such scenes of desperation at the moment, not only around these distribution sites, but it is especially acute in the northern part of the Gaza Strip, where this new Gaza Humanitarian Foundation is not yet operational and where the Israeli authorities have really provided almost no safe routes for the United Nations to drive its trucks to the northern part of the Gaza Strip. And amid all of this, we are seeing the desperation of Palestinians as we reach a grim milestone of more than 54,000 who have been killed in this war. And all of this has led the Palestinian ambassador to the United Nations to break down this week in this emotional moment. Watch.
unbearable. How could anyone tolerate this horror? Excuse me, Mr. President. I have grandchildren. I know what they mean to their families. And to see the situation of the Palestinians without us having hearts to do something is beyond the ability of any normal human being to tolerate.
And all of this comes as we have reached more than 600 days of this war, 600 days as well of the captivity of the Israeli hostages in Gaza. And it is important to note that those former hostages, like Keith Siegel, an Israeli American who I interviewed earlier this week, they want to see the war end. They believe that a diplomatic deal is the only way to get the hostages out of Gaza alive, and they are calling on the Israeli government and on Hamas to reach this deal in order for the hostages to come out and for the war to end.